Some islands are beautiful. Mauritius feels almost imagined. An island where mountains rise above lagoons. Water glows impossible shades of blue. Waterfalls fall into jungle valleys. And beaches can feel untouched. It doesn't feel like one destination. It feels like a dream made real. Like something pulled from the edges of imagination and set down in the middle of the Indian Ocean, where every turn reveals something that makes you pause. Something that makes you question if what you're seeing can actually exist. Most people think Mauritius is only luxury resorts, but it's far more than that. Volcanic peaks, hidden lagoons, tropical forests, wild coastlines, and some of the most surreal landscapes in the Indian Ocean. This isn't just an island for relaxation. It's an island for discovery. For those who want to feel the thrill of stumbling onto places that seem untouched by time. Places that make you feel like you found something secret, something precious. If you love discovering extraordinary places, subscribe. There's much more ahead. Le Morne. Start at Le Morne. And immediately, Mauritius feels unreal. A dramatic mountain rising beside a turquoise lagoon. White sand stretching into shallow blue water. The mountain itself towers like a sentinel. Ancient, imposing, yet somehow peaceful. Its shadow falls across the beach at certain hours, creating patterns in the sand. Patterns that shift with the light. And when seen from above, one of the island's strangest wonders, the famous underwater waterfall illusion. It looks impossible. Like the ocean is being pulled into some hidden abyss. Like the world is bending at the edges. It's caused by sand and silt deposits flowing off the shelf. But knowing the science doesn't make it less mesmerizing. It still looks like magic. And that mystery alone makes Mauritius unforgettable. But there's more to Le Morne than the illusion. There's the history, the weight of what this place once meant for enslaved people who sought freedom here, who climbed the mountain to escape, who made it a symbol of resistance. And that depth adds something to the beauty, makes it more than just scenery, makes it sacred. But the island only gets more extraordinary. Black River Gorges. Go inland, and Mauritius changes completely. Now it's wild. Rainforest trails, waterfalls hidden in jungle, deep green valleys. The air becomes cooler here, thicker. You can smell the earth, the moss, the dampness of ancient trees. Suddenly, the island isn't only tropical paradise. It feels adventurous. The trails wind through dense canopy, past giant ferns, past streams that carve through rock. You hear birds you'll never see, rare species that exist nowhere else. Echo parakeets, pink pigeons, creatures brought back from the edge of extinction. And this surprises people. Mauritius has a wilder heart, a raw center that doesn't appear in resort brochures, a place where nature still holds the upper hand, where you can walk for hours and feel completely alone, where the jungle breathes around you, and you realize the island has layers, depths most visitors never touch. But there's a place that may be even stranger, Chamorro. Then you reach Chamorro, and it feels almost unreal again. The seven-colored earth, rolling dunes of natural reds, purples, and gold. A landscape unlike almost anywhere else. The colors shift depending on the light. Morning brings out the ochres and rusts. Midday intensifies the purples. Evening softens everything into burnt sienna. It's volcanic soil, minerals exposed over millennia. But standing there, it doesn't feel geological. It feels otherworldly, like you've stepped onto another planet. Some visitors say it reminds them of Mars. Others say it's like standing inside a painting. Either way, it's something you don't forget. Chamorro Waterfall plunges through jungle cliffs, nearly 100 meters straight down. The water catches the light as it falls, creating rainbows in the mist, and you can stand at the viewpoint and just watch. Watch the water disappear into the green below. Watch the wind carry the spray. Watch the way the jungle frames everything perfectly. And once again, Mauritius changes. Beach paradise becomes geological wonder, becomes something that defies easy categorization. Quick question: would you rather explore Mauritius lagoons or its hidden jungles? Tell me in the comments. But Mauritius still has a quieter magic. the lagoons and islets. Then there are the lagoons. And this may be what people remember most. Glass-clear water, coral gardens, tiny offshore islets, boat rides drifting through impossible blue. The kind of blue that doesn't seem to have a name. Not quite turquoise, not quite azure, something in between, something luminous. The water is so clear you can see the sand beneath, every ripple, every shadow. You can watch fish glide past like they're floating in air, places where the ocean looks almost luminous, where the sunlight penetrates so deep it creates patterns on the seafloor, where the horizon blurs into sky. And here, Mauritius feels like pure escape, like the world has been stripped down to just water and light. Nothing complicated, nothing rushed, just the gentle rocking of a boat, the warmth of the sun, the sound of water lapping against wood. Some of the islets are so small they barely qualify as land, just strips of sand, a few palms, nothing more. But they feel like private kingdoms, like places where time moves differently, where an hour can stretch into something longer, something more generous. But the island holds another kind of beauty too, villages plus culture. Beyond the resorts, there's local Mauritius, fishing villages, colorful markets, temples, street food, a blend of cultures unlike anywhere else. African, Indian, French, Creole, Chinese, each has left its mark. In the architecture, in the language, in the food that fills the markets. Dal puri from street vendors, Gatove piment, alauda on hot afternoons. Flavors that reflect generations of migration and mixing. And that richness gives the island soul. Not just scenery, soul. You hear it in the music. Sega rhythms that pulse through evening gatherings. You see it in the festivals. Kavadi, Diwali, Chinese New Year, all celebrated here. All woven into the fabric of daily life. And when you talk to locals, there's a warmth, a pride in what Mauritius has become. An island that doesn't belong to one story, but to many, all at once. And that complexity makes it richer, more textured, more human. And then there's something many travelers don't expect. Sunsets plus coastlines. The sunsets, quiet coves, volcanic coastlines, golden light across the lagoons. There's a softness to Mauritius, a calm, especially at the edges of the day, when the heat begins to fade, when the light turns amber, when everything slows down. The coastlines vary wildly. Some are gentle curves of sand. Others are jagged volcanic rock, black stone meeting white foam, waves crashing with a force that surprises you, reminding you the island was born from fire, from eruptions that happened millions of years ago. And that ancient violence still shapes the land, still gives it character. But in the evenings, even the wildest coasts feel peaceful. The sun sinks slowly, painting the sky in shades of pink and orange, reflecting off the water, doubling the beauty. And many travelers remember that feeling as much as the places, that sense of being exactly where they're supposed to be, of having found something rare, something worth protecting. So what makes Mauritius unforgettable? It's the contrast. Turquoise lagoons, volcanic mountains, jungles, hidden waterfalls, dream beaches, all on one island that somehow still feels beyond belief. It's the way the landscape refuses to be just one thing, refuses to fit into a single category. It's beach paradise and mountain wilderness. It's cultural crossroads and untouched nature. It's adventure and relaxation, all existing together, all demanding attention. And maybe that's why Mauritius lingers in people's imagination, because it doesn't just feel beautiful. It feels almost too beautiful to be real, like something that shouldn't exist, but does, against all odds. In the middle of an endless ocean, waiting to be discovered, again and again, by anyone willing to look beyond the postcard, beyond the surface, into the heart of what makes this island extraordinary. If you enjoyed exploring Mauritius, subscribe for more journeys like this. And tell me, what part of Mauritius would you want to see first? The mountain rising from the sea? The colored earth that seems impossible? The jungle hiding its waterfalls? Or the lagoons that glow like liquid light? Whatever calls to you, Mauritius is waiting.